Hey, what's up everybody? How's it going? This is Chris, aka VossiPlay, and we are going to talk about Artifact today. So, in case of you don't know what this game actually is, Artifact is an upcoming card game developed by Valve, and it's scheduled to come around at the end of the year, and it's currently in beta phase, and it's probably one of the most hyped games there is out there. So Artifact is vaguely based on Dota 2. So we got the Dota 2 original heroes, we got lanes, we got lane creeps, we got towers, we got ancients. All this stuff does sound very familiar to the actual Dota 2 gameplay. And so let's look behind the scenes at Artifact. I will include some actual gameplay footage later in this video, but at first let's see some actual facts that Gabe Newell, the CEO of Valve, presented. So Artifact, as you can see here, it has high production values, and a single player is an AI that teaches you how to play. So there is actual no real bot mechanics like in Dota involved. So that is an AI that will actually teach you how to play as a kind of tutorial. And there are, as it's called, novel mechanics like shopping phase. So after each turn, there is a shopping phase in which players are able to get some items, to enhance their heroes, to get some advantage over the opponent. And here Gabe Newell describes that packs are a social and competitive experience. So I mean, this is quite interesting. Packs are a social and competitive experience. So I think this would relate to the unboxing of different card packs, that you can maybe trade them, that you want to have better cards, you know, like in the old states of Yu-Gi-Oh, for example. And that the deck building is a significant experience. I mean, of course, you want to have a very strong deck so you can outmatch the opponent. But there is another very interesting topic regarding the economy. So there is an economy involved, which includes a marketplace and workshop. So this is kind of like Dota 2. There's also a workshop there and a marketplace. But we're having a look a bit later about this, and it's actually not free to play. So I don't know yet if you have to buy the actual game or if you have to buy card packs to be relevant. I don't know that. But let's have a look at the economy and workshop. So this is a bit more strategic. Cards are assets held by players which need to hold their value, and markets increase the value of assets. More precisely, there is liquidity premium. So, as was stated earlier, there is economy and workshops involved, and basically the economy is based on your card values. So if you have strong cards, if you have very, very good cards, your economy, your personal economy will increase. And so does the economy of the market. So if there are strong cards, the economy of the markets will increase when these cards are actually within these markets. And there is another important stuff, evolving your strategy. There is another important stuff. Evolving your strategy in illiquid games has huge switching costs. So there are apparently some cost involved when you are switching your strategy, switching your cards. I don't know exactly how they would implement this, but I think this is very a very in-depth strategy. So we actually have to have a look on how this will plan out. So basically what this is you have to build, or you have to build some kind of economy with all the other players regarding your cards. Your cards are assets held by players which need to hold their value. So this is not just a simplified card game like Hearthstone, for example, but this has very economical advantages. So you have to have a look at your cards, how strong they are, how liquid is the market, and whatnot. So I think this is very interesting, a very interesting gameplay, but it's maybe a bit too much right now to get a hold on. So let's leave it for now. So let's move on to the next part, the last part of the presentation, thinking about packs. And it was stated that purchasing a pack should have positive externalities, not just rent extraction. I mean, so it's definitely about purchasing a pack. So this is regarding the initial statement that that Artifact is not free to play. So you basically have to purchase packs. I mean, maybe you can win some cards, I presume, but you have to purchase a pack. But this should have some positive influences. So here's it stated that opening a pack is a spectacle event. So I guess that means that there are some stronger cards, and then this all relates to the social experience. You have a stronger card, you have a stronger deck, your market value increases, your economy increases. So that would relate to that, and that game modes will be based on packs like draft and sealed deck. So this is again a quite vague statement. Game modes will be based on packs. I mean, what are these game modes? What does it mean they are based on packs? I mean, are there certain game modes that you can only attend with if you have a certain amount of cards, or even specialized cards and whatnot? So this could be quite interesting. And as I said, in Dota 2, like the compendiums in Dota 2, revenue will feed into tournament pools. So this is actually a thing that was implemented a while ago in Dota 2, that the revenue that was come out of the compendiums you could purchase, that these will influence the prize pools in tournaments. So there we have another point, which is tournaments. I said at the beginning that the artifact is scheduled to come around at late 2018, and the first tournaments would start at early 2019. And it's a big thing that the first tournament features a prize pool of around $1 million US. So this is quite something. So and it's put in relation to the actual Dota 2 tournaments. So I'm speaking about the major system, where a prize pool of $1 million is scheduled. So this would imply that Artifact can actually be very successful like Dota 2 with lots of tournaments, lots of high prize pools, and lots of competition. So now I promised you to show you some of the actual gameplay footage that I found in different forums. And the first thing you need to know is that a deck will consist of a minimum of 40 cards and have maximum of 5 heroes, which you can have of 3 copies of each. And also that the cards will belong to 4 different colors. So we have red, green, black, and blue colors. And these colors relate to a different style. And cards can only be played in lanes where the hero with the respective color is in it. So if you have black cards, you can only play these black cards in a lane where you have a black hero card available. So here you can see the actual deck, or what it looks like. So you have 3 lanes, like in Dota 2. You play these 3 lanes after one another, so you don't play them simultaneously, but you have to have a hero deposited on each lane. And as I said earlier, if you have a black hero, for example, in the left lane, you can only play black cards in this lane, and the same would be true with a red one or green one, whatever. So here you can see that in the left lane there is a green hero card available with a melee creep, with just a random creep, and in the mid lane there would be a blue hero card with a creep, and this goes on for each player. So we have 2 cards each. So each lane start with a tower that has 40 health. So this is depicted here, and 3 mana. This is depicted here, and this mana increases over time. So you got more and more mana to spend on different cards, on some enhancements for your own personal strategy. So here you can see that the player is randomly assigned 5 cards, which a player can choose from, And you can see also the values here. For example, if you have a look at Lycan, you know this is a hero of Dota 2, and he has 10 current health, 10 actual health, and an attack damage of 4. And if we have a look at the opponent, this would be Bristleback, which has a health pool of 12 and an attack damage of 8. So, and this is here the combat preview window. So if Bristleback would attack Lycan with its attack damage of 8, then the final health of Lycan would be 2. And this of course is non-lethal because you actually have to kill it with an attack damage of minimum of 10. So here we can see the different cards. So you have cards that may silence a unit in this round, or maybe that can stun a unit in this round, or even you have some extra creeps that you can put in. So if we have a look at the actual combat system, we can see that your hero, the green one, would attack the other hero, the red one, and that your melee creep would attack the other creep. So your melee creep has an attack power of 4 and a life of 4, and the other one has also a life of 4 and an attack value of 2. So your melee creep attacks the other creep, which is then dead because it has 4 attack power, only 4 life, which is dead. But the melee creep, the other melee creep, attacks yours as well, but only with the value of 2, and you have a health pool of 4. So your creep is not dead yet. The same goes for Lycan. If Lycan attacks Bristleback with an attack damage of 4, Bristleback would lose 4 points of health damage, which would relate to 8. And Bristleback in turn attacks Lycan with an attack value of 8, but Lycan has a health pool of 10, and he would also not be dead. So let's have a look at this. You can see the melee creep from the red team is dead, but yours not. And Lycan is also not dead, and Bristleback loses a bit of health. So then it would directly switch to lane 2, which is the middle one. And this is the same. So let's have a look at here. So you can see again melee creep here, melee creep at the bottom and at the top, and you have 2 heroes, which you can see. But here's something new, which you can see at the top hero, which have armor. So this one is Legion Commander, which has an armor of 1, and this armor helps to absorb any damage that is done to this particular hero. So here you can see that the player is using a Frostbite card, and this one would deal 2 damage to a unit and disarm it in this round. And it wants to play it against this Legion Commander here. So it dealt 2 damage to Legion Commander, but of course Legion Commander has an armor of 1, so it only dealt like 1 damage. And it is disarmed, so it cannot attack. So another important effect are abilities. So if you can see here, we have Lunar. Lunar has the ability of Lucent Beam, and it said that before the action phase, deal 1 piercing damage to a random enemy. So there are some, so your heroes here, they have different abilities which you can put your strategy around, and if you have lots of good cards with lots of good abilities, so this can then enhance your victory. And the next lane would be lane 3. So here we have it again. 1 hero, 1 creep. So in this one, the enemy will pick a card which is called Grazing Shot, and this deals 2 damage to a unit in any lane. So you can see here that this would damage a unit in lane 1, which only has had 2 health left, and this hero is now done for. And it's put aside. And the important thing is, if you actually kill a hero, you will gain gold. And this is same as Dota 2. If you have enough gold, you can buy new items for your round in the shop phase, which you can see. So your coin stash you can see at the upper right level. So you have, the enemy had like 10 gold coins. So this gold is then can be used to purchase new items. So round 1 is ended, and now the shopping phase begins. In the shopping phase, you can equip new cards for gold. So if you actually kill an enemy hero, you will gain gold, and you are then be able to get new cards. So you can maybe equip a card with a dagger that your hero has +2 more attack, or it has more health and more armor, whatnot. You can name it. And after the shopping phase ends, you can actually deploy new heroes. So if you lost a hero during the first round, you know, you have like 5 heroes in total, you can just deploy a new hero to a lane that has lost its hero. And then of course you gain more mana for each round, and yeah, you have to play the rounds until both of your towers are dead, or if an ancient is dead. So just to sum up all the important information we got for the gameplay. So we have decks that consist of a minimum of 40 cards. We have 5 heroes. You can have up to 3 copies of each heroes. The cards belong to different colors: red, green, black and blue, which all have distinctive play styles. And you can only put in lanes where a hero of the same color is present. The game starts when each player is designating a hero for each lane with some ally creeps, which you saw, and two more creeps will spawn after every turn. The lane starts with a tower that has 40 health, and when these towers are dead, an ancient will rise with a health of 80 health. Each lane has its own mana pool, starting at 3 mana points and increasing by 1 every turn. After one lane is finished, you go back to the another lane, back to the third lane, and after all 3 lanes are finished, you have a chance to go to the shopping phase, where you can buy some new items for your heroes. So you can spend these golds for items that improve your heroes' armor or attack damage or health and whatnot. And one other thing is that if you lose a hero, then this hero is not gone, but it will respawn after the next round, and then you can redeploy it to whatever lane you may desire. So yeah, this was all the infos we've got so far about Artifact. I think it's a very interesting gameplay. It's not just like you have an opponent which you can play cards with like Hearthstone. So this will require, I would say, a good amount of skills, a good amount of knowledge, and you have to, I mean, you play in three lanes, right? You have to play in 3 lanes. You have a shopping phase, you have an own economy, you have a market. I mean, this actually shows that there's a real thought behind this gameplay, and it's not like any simple card game, but you have to get into it. So I think this is not exactly a game for casuals, but you have to play it, you have to practice it, but then it can be very funny, and I will definitely play it. I'm a huge Dota fan, and I'm very excited about this game. So, and I hope you are. I hope you like the infos. So these are not that new infos, but I gathered as much as I can find and squeeze them in together. So yeah, you can just put in the comments what you think about this game, what you think about this gameplay, the markets, the economy, and all this stuff. And I hope I could give you guys a good overview of this gameplay, because I think if you only look at the gameplay, it's very confusing. It's very confusing to get a hold of all these numbers, all these lanes, all these shopping stuff and economy stuff. And yeah, just put in the comments what you think about this game. Give me a like, give me a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe, and have a nice day. Goodbye.